Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Marth88. I'm coming at you here to talk about something that's been a sensitive topic for the last couple of days. Patch 1.8.3 Winter Solstice event with the so-called Wraith Cube. It's all about Mr. Wraithy Baby and how strong he's either become, how not he's become. In this video, I'm going to go over the changes and everything else for Mr. Wraithy, and then also just talk about things that they should have done for the Winter Solstice event and they kind of haven't. Well, today's been a very special day, and we all know that when it comes down to this patch, a lot of people have been baby raging onto Reddit and Steam about a lot of different things and crying about a lot of stuff that should have been, that wasn't been, and everything else. Well, I'm here to lay the smack down and talk to you guys about my thoughts on everything and talk to you guys about, you know, the little bit of things. The biggest thing that I want to hit upon to start off with is the Winter Solstice event, because this will be the quickest thing to talk about, and then we'll start going to the Wraith gameplay and stuff like that. I'll have a some Wraith gameplay background to show you while we talk about Mr. Bing Bong himself. Winter Solstice event, like most events, usually something special comes with these events. This event we got Frosty Eyes for the killers. Cool add-ons. I think it's just a lazy way of just reskinning the Halloween ones, but that's just myself personally. Also, new firecrackers, which look very good, but are so freaking rare it's not even funny. Nah, it is what it is. We appreciate what you've done. You guys have a kick-ass screen now for the menu. Music's kind of lackluster, but is what it is. But the biggest thing that I'm kind of shocked and amazed about is how, out of all the events we've ever had, we don't have any double blood point weekends. No double blood points, no nothing. And I've been seeing a lot of rage and a lot of upsetness and everything else, and I kind of have to agree with them. Because this is the time of Christmas or holidays, Hanukkah, you name it, whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year. It's usually about love, giving, and everything else. And you guys end up being the Grinch. And out of all of the events you guys have ever done, Love in the Air, the Valentine event, a summer event, Easter event, Chinese New Year, the list goes on, and you guys have always given us blood points, double, triple, and during the one time of year that is about giving, you give us nothing. It's like, how can you guys do that? And I know there's been a lot, and I mean a lot, of hate coming in from this patch. But we're going to go ahead and skip on over to talk about some of the patch notes and everything else. And go through everything and my thoughts and stuff in detail about the Wraith. But one thing I know for sure is, summary, for those who don't want to stick around and listen to the full detail, is it's a lackluster patch that really feels poorly put together and could probably do a lot better in certain aspects of planning, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. We are dealing with behavior. They are limited to what they can do. But let's go ahead and go into talking about certain things. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to have this gameplay running as we talk here. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead and go over some of these Wraith changes. Wraith Cube's been in the works now for almost a couple of months now, or whatnot. Probably a little bit longer. Been in discussion that we're going to be doing a Wraith Cube. So after several months of them going through this and figuring out what can we do to make the Wraith better, some of the changes that they've come out with, we'll go ahead and start with some of the lackluster stuff. His bell is no longer map wide. It's now 24 meters, so survivors no longer hear the bell to let them know that the Wraith is across the map. Well, as much as that's nice, but it's a very minute change because a lot of killers you don't hear anything anyway. So, granted, it will still keep the fear of, oh, you don't know where the Wraith is at. But for high rank gameplay, well, if you don't see the Wraith near you, you work generators and all of a sudden you see one of your teammates get hit, well, you know that the Wraith is nowhere near you. So it's not the end of the world, but you still have the whoosh upon cloaking. So you know that he goes cloaked, that he's prowling again. So in a sense, he still has his map-like presence. Instead of it just being a bell, now it's a whoosh. It's like, okay. You know, it kind of instills a little bit of fear. Most survivors will probably suffer from this. Speaking of the bell, you also have now where you don't hear the bell until 1.5 seconds in, or 50% of the animation, depending on if you're using a Windstorm add-on. You don't hear the bell, so if a survivor does not react fast enough, you can close ground in that 1.5 seconds and catch them off guard and almost get a free hit. But the problem is as you're undoing the uncloak for the first time, you have this very loud rattle that is very, very easy to hear. So it's just like if the bell's going off. So in a sense, the ambush material that they want him to do is counteracted by something that is preventing the ambushing. So that's one thing that definitely I disagree with, that needs to be looked at. The uncloak as well, granted, I understand that it does feel better with the sense that now you end your uncloak faster, so it counters with, partners with Windstorm a hell of a lot better than it used to in the past. But it still feels really, really bad. It's one thing that the curve, I understand why you guys have done the curve, but at the same time, it needs to be looked at to where it does not feel like you're losing ground. Because it really feels like if you do not have Windstorm attached, you're actually losing more ground on the survivors than you did back in the day. Also, let's see here. Looking over the patch notes here while we're having the gameplay going. Wraith's also now got a new ability that lets him track better with Bloodhound. Don't get me wrong, it is a nice ability because it allows you to track survivors a lot easier because it makes the pools a lot brighter. But the problem is this promotes you needing to cloak. The problem is if you're a Wraith without add-ons, cloaking, yes, has been improved dramatically in this patch, but the problem is you still have the dreaded uncloak that's still really, really bad if you're not using an add-on of some sort. Cloaking had got buffed good to where now you don't slow down while cloaking, and it's a lot quicker, so that way you can start, you know, going to the next area a lot quicker. But the problem is even when you get to that so-called area, you still have that slow uncloak that if a survivor is aware of your position, you're not going to be able to get them to drop pallets. You're not going to be able to get them to do anything. You're going to sit there and it's just going to be a waste of time. Like if you're in a chase, it is a waste of time to cloak and to uncloak again. His power has not changed since the pre-patch to where he's actually gained more of a viable threat. That is the biggest thing that he needed, and that's the biggest thing that he did not get. Developers have stated that this has increased his threat. I've actually talked to several people, that are saying that I'm wrong, that with what has been done, he's become a greater threat, more viable. The thing is these guys are getting blinded by the fact that, yes, we get little buffs here and there. Like, now as a Wraith, you can kick pallets, you can, you know, open lockers, kick gens. Well, the problem is the fact that as the old Wraith, you couldn't do that, and it was completely and utterly crippling. So now what happens is now that they've changed that, the Wraith is actually now on at least an equal playing field to where his power doesn't hinder him to do nothing. Because as a hillbilly, you can move right up to a generator and kick it. Nothing special. Doctor, same thing. Nurse, same thing. It's just the Wraith, you had to waste so much time uncloaking and cloaking in the past to where it was very bad and it needed to get fixed. And it was something that is just like, finally it's gotten tweaked, but you can't let that blind you into think, oh yeah, now that's made the Wraith a lot stronger. No, it doesn't. All that does is makes you allow you to get around the map maybe a little bit better. Oh look, I left a stray pallet. Oh, let me kick it real quick. But the problem is it does not give you the threat value which you need in Jason. You can't use his power to ambush people. Like, people say you can break chase and then try to scare them and ambush him. Well, I'm sorry, if I'm a survivor and I'm injured, I need to self-care. Am I going to self-care in a really bad spot to where I can get ambushed, or am I going to be in a safe spot to where I can pay attention to my surroundings? That way I know if I can see the Wraith or not. Your power is completely and utterly hindrance to you still. The tweaks that we've got, I'm happy that we got them because at least it makes my power not as hindering. The problem is the Wraith is still bottom feeding. He's not any stronger. And the developers have completely, utterly screwed one of their original killers that has been around for a very, very long time. I have played a lot of games, and I've done a lot of games without add-ons, and I've done a lot of games with the build you're currently seeing here with Swift Hunt, the green add-on, which lets you uncloak faster, and the purple windstorm. Okay, and speaking of purple windstorm, they've also, in theory, nerfed it on paper, but it's gotten a huge buff, and let me explain. Yes, does it make your uncloak time a lot longer? Yes. But with the current windstorm in its current form, you travel a lot further than you did pre 1.8.3. You have a lot of travel distance to where you can mind game loops a lot easier with it. You can sit there and almost get free hits a lot of the time, or even force pallet drops. It's a good thing to do. Apparently my follower notifications are still on. My apologies. But other than that, it's one of those situations to where, again, Wraith was add-on dependent pre-patch, and he's still add-on dependent post-patch. His threat level with add-ons have definitely gone up since post-patch because of the curve change. So it makes his windstorm more viable and a lot more deadlier. The problem is vanilla Wraiths are still going to be susceptible to having to use those add-ons if they want to be threatening. They can't use other add-ons and get ambush tactics because, one, there's so many maps that you can't ambush because they're low walls, or two, the rattling of your bell gives you away in a freaking heartbeat. So if people are actually paying attention, which usually they do up in the high ranks where I play, it does nothing for you. So it's one of those situations to where I hope the devs can do something about it, and go from there. But summary conclusion, Wraith is still the Wraith. He has not changed dramatically enough to where I'm going to deem him as a tournament compatible killer, to where he would be a killer I'd be willing to play in a tournament if I'm actually competing. He needs to be relooked at. I'm hoping behavior will listen to the community. We need constructive criticism. I know there's a lot of rage, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of everything going around right now, guys. But what we need is you guys to work together. At least the benefit is for killer mains out there, because I know we didn't get much from the Wraith. is insta-blinds are now dead. Survivors can no longer insta-blind you. They actually have to have skill and the art of blinding and everything else. So at least that's one good thing that's come from this patch, is we're no longer susceptible to that. What else about the Wraith here? Oh, more minor changes. It takes now 1.5 seconds to burn him compared to the 1. Okay, you know, gives us a little bit of a chance to maybe dodge the flashlight. Bloodhound got a buff. Oh wait, no, it didn't. All it did was make Bloodhound 1 and 2 almost equal to Bloodhound 3. So yeah, no buff there. And then Shadowborn did get a decent buff for you Nursemaids. Shadowborn now increases your field of view by 15%, up from 10% at max rank. And you don't get blinded faster anymore, or, you know, last longer, etc. You actually, Shadowborn's lost its negative effects, but it's also lost its brightness effects too. So in a sense, it kind of reduces its clarity. So in a sense, did it get buffed by, you know, a 50% buff? Yeah. But at the same time, it loses its clarity in regards to the brightness. So that actually hurts it, where it may not be usable in a sense to where you can see further like a lot of people like to use. But that will come in time. But other than that, guys, I do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for watching the video that you guys have right now. Once I get done hooking this last person in this video, I do have a bonus game where I'm gonna go mute and let you guys, I'm gonna kind of commentate on it as we go, just for people that want to watch it. But it is, I recorded these 2 games that you're about to watch offline, so that way I can do this video to talk about Papa Wraith. And the second game was a Perfection Wraith 32k game, and I was like, you know, I can't sit there and not add it, because I figured I could probably talk in one video, but I was like, you know what, I saw that, I'm like, give you guys some bonus content. But other than that, guys, I do appreciate everything. I hope you guys, you know, enjoy the Wraith. He's not 100% better, but at least he's not as hindering, so he'll still be fun to play. But behavior, please do me for the love of Christ. Relook at the Wraith. See what you guys can do. Give him some faster speed while freaking, so he can get across the map more. You know, make his uncloak a little bit faster so he's not so screwed. You know, there's a lot of things you can do for this guy. Give him true invisibility. You know, something. If you guys want him to be the ambush killer, give him true invisibility. You know, there's a lot of different things you guys can do for this guy, and you guys refuse to do it. And I'm still trying to figure out why we get crows at the start of matches, that if we're like playing on Pelrose. That still bonkers my mind sometimes. But I hope you guys enjoy the bonus content. Enjoy the Wraith ownage with Windstorm, because believe me, Windstorm's gotten a huge buff, guys. As much as you guys don't want to think it did, but it did. Love you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. really don't know what that chick was thinking. And that, folks, is what I like to call the Oprah Winfrey effect. You get a hit, you get a hit, everyone gets a hit. And there's no way in hell you could do that with the old Windstorm. You gain so much distance now with the way the curve works. But again, this only works with Windstorm on the current build. And the grab with the person getting off the hook. Thank you, behavior. Thank you. And what a lot of people don't realize with borrowed time, which is a good thing for you guys to learn, is borrowed time isn't the end of the world if you can get both targets back into the bleeding out state. And granted, it looks like I'm tunneling this Dwight, but the thing is I wanted to get that Jake into bleeding first and make him borrow time, because now he has to go kill 2 kill states. And the Dwight, I chased him down to get him into pretty much bleeding state and then down him, so that way it wastes as much time as possible so that way the survivors aren't actually working on gens. I left the Dwight here because I knew when I barbecued and chilled Jake to death that the Claudette was working on this gen, and I felt like putting pressure on this Claudette to make sure that they aren't able to get the gens done, just to keep at, you know, just add in map pressure, keep the presence of the Wraith on the map, which is really, really hard to do. And here's the cloaking actual power coming in real handy because I've actually lost her. But the blood brightness allows me to keep track of her and be able to hunt her down again. And as we come to the conclusion of this video, thank you guys again so much for watching the video. If you've gotten to this point, hope you guys enjoyed the Wraith ownage with the add-ons. Again, none of this would have worked without them. Wraith's cloak and uncloak are just way too weak. None of these chases would have ended as fast as they did because the Wraith's power is so hindering that it's not even funny when it comes to chase battle. And so behavior, please, if you're still watching, please do something with Papa Wraith, because right now he needs to stop being add-on dependent. It's ridiculous. But other than that, okay, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll let you guys see the 32K. That way you guys know I wasn't lying. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the in-depth detail. But other than that, guys, you guys stay safe. Have a great night.